Welcome back to the Teacup Trail. We are in episode 6 of season 10. My hair is like so frizzy today, so that's why I'm wearing a hat. But I'm excited for episode 6. I haven't watched this episode, so this is the first time I am doing this review when I haven't watched the episode, so it will be all new to me. We should get started.
So many people, and they're hogging all the pools. Is there enough room for us? Not a chance.
Mr. Teacup, how are we supposed to swim when everyone else is here?
Will you children keep it down? Some of us are trying to enjoy the experience.
Okay, this is nuts. There are so many people, so many tourists invading the hot springs, and these 4 kids want to go as well, and it's getting really super annoying. It's not a hidden gem anymore. The word of mouth spread like wildfire.
Well, maybe you better come back later.
I have to go to school.
That is a problem, because the tourists come here for the hot springs.
We're the ones who discovered the hot springs in the first place.
This is so unfair.
Hickam, she seemed to be part of the Watcher. Well, that's the thing. People stay over at the saloon, right? So with that, it comes with the experience. Hickam probably gave them a free ride to the hot spring, so he is part of that business. And it's tough. These kids need to go to school, and they don't have their private hot springs anymore in the morning and after school because of these tourists. So this is becoming a much bigger problem, not only for Bill, but the children of Hope Valley.
Oh, there she is. Big day, first day into town.
That's right. And it's going to be a wonderful day. Don't forget these.
Right, yeah, got him.
We are going to see Auntie Faith.
Yeah.
Normally she comes to our place, but today we're going to see her at the office.
This is super exciting. The debut for the baby girl that we still don't know the name yet. But this is exciting. Basically, they're going for a doctor visit to check up on the baby.
Oh, Lee.
What?
Where's the baby's hat? The hat?
The hat. I saw
In
that.
there?
It's on her head.
Well, then we have everything.
Oh, by the way, I have a new name to try out. Tell me what you think.
I was watching this just now, right? And I'm like, she has her hat on, like literally, like right there. But it's so funny. It's just that reality. Like, you want the baby to be protected and warmed and all that good stuff, and it's just every little details, right?
Gussie. After my great-grandmother, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's try it on for size.
Fantastic. Let's go.
Like Rosemary's face, absolutely not. No, that is a big no. I'm like, why would you name your daughter that, especially since she is your first kid? Absolutely not.
Joseph, I don't think I realized how good a month we've been having.
With all these tourists, business has been great.
We should celebrate, give back to our friends. I think it's time for another community dinner. And what did we say this place could learn a thing or two about?
That is great to learn that the cafe is doing great. Business is booming. These tourists, they do help. I think they all help all the businesses in Hope Valley. So I think it's a great return to the town with these people coming in.
Barbecue.
So let's do it. A St. Louis barbecue right here in Hope Valley. Just like the ones we used to host when we first got married.
Oh, okay, but you said St. Louis. Surely you meant Kansas City barbecue like my mama make me.
Oh, now don't start that.
Barbecue sound really good, and to me, it sounds like a barbecue cook-off might happen in this episode. but that was a thoughtful idea by Minnie. I think it's a great idea. Celebrate the harvest, celebrate the return on the profits of this great business, of this cafe. It's doing great. Like, why not enjoy life at the same time?
These tourists sure are annoying.
Toby, that isn't nice. They've been a good thing, too. Mom has never been busier at the cafe.
Well, it doesn't mean they could just take over. Mrs. Thornton.
Good morning.
We have to do something about all the tourists up at the hot springs.
Yeah, they shouldn't be allowed.
I think that was the library that Elizabeth just came out of. Of course, they got Mrs. Thornton involved, and the kids told her their complaints about the tourists at the hot spring. It's hard. I mean, once the word is out, everyone is coming to Hope Valley.
Who's not allowed?
The tourists are at the hot springs all the time.
I see. Well, the tourists are great for the town's economy. And it's a free world, so they can go wherever they like.
But they won't share.
And they're on holidays. They've got all day to be up there. And we've only got before and after school.
Lucas joined in. He gave like a high school education about economy and the free world. That is a perspective from a businessman. So Lucas understands like how this happened and why it happened, why it benefits Hope Valley. The kids doesn't understand like the cycle just yet.
They make a good point.
They certainly do. If you four can come up with a solution, maybe I can be of help.
But what would it be?
Well, we'll have to figure that out. Why don't we go to school and we can discuss it there?
Guess.
Fine. Okay.
I think that would be a great lesson, a great school project. It's like a high school education level. Brainstorming this will encourage the kids to be creative and to think outside of the box, to have like their brains work hard. Because this is a good challenge, and at the same time, I think this is like high school level education about the economy and how businesses run. I think it would be a good challenge for these kids to come up with a solution. And that was very nice of Lucas to even offer help. He is a business guy. He is already busy with his job, his business, and he is offering time and help to these kids to find a solution, if they do find a solution, to make it happen.
Cheer up. It was very generous of you to offer to help.
I like making people happy. Hopefully.
So if they bring you a solution, you'll help them make it a reality? Even if it crosses your guests?
Lucas reminds me of Joseph in some ways. He wants to make everyone happy. He wants to help everyone. He wants to help. If he can, he will help.
In my experience, a good solution is a deal everyone wants to take.
Well, I'll be excited to see how this turns out.
Have a good day.
You too.
They seem to be on the good page, Elizabeth and Lucas, after that tough conversation about Castle on the Hill. But yeah, that was a nice kiss and a nice goodbye. Have a good day. So I think they good.
Hello, ladies. Hello.
Hello, Lee. Hello, Rosemary.
Let me see her.
Oh, hello, baby Myrtle.
Oh, we've actually changed it to
Gussie.
Gussie.
Yeah, Gussie.
Gussie?
Yeah.
They tried Myrtle. That's not actually bad. That's actually unique in my opinion. But Gussie, like, how? No. Even the look on, what's it? Florence. Yeah, Florence and Molly, they're like, are you sure? Even Nathan joined in. He was like, oh, no.
I thought it was Dimple.
when was it ever Dimple?
For a moment there, after my great aunt Dimple from Ohio. You remember? I told you about her.
Yes, yes. Your family has so many unique names that I'm only hearing about now.
Well, whatever your name is, I'm sure it will be beautiful, just like you.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
I'm just gonna say, Lee family names are unique, but they are weird and horrible, some of them so far. And it's so funny, Rosemary mentioned that she never heard of their names, Lee family names, until now, but they are still having a hard time to find the perfect first name for their baby daughter. It has been a month at least, so it's a little bit surprising to me it's taking that long of a time to decide on a first name for the daughter. However, I forgot, I love the carriage. It's so official, you know, like they are officially parents in public with a baby carriage, just like walking in style with that baby carriage, and it's just great to see that in Hope Valley. Nothing like a new baby in town. I'm still rooting for Hope Elizabeth for her name, just because I feel like Hope, the name Hope, I think it just fits well. Like, she is a miracle baby, and they never lose hope on getting pregnant and having a kid. That's still my guess, but either way, I'm pretty sure it will be beautiful, unique, and normal all at the same time.
Hey, Constable. Anything I can do for you?
No, I'm just getting a package from Ned. I'm actually headed up to Eagle Creek. The constable up there's been reassigned, so I'm just gonna cover for him.
You can pass by my family's farm, up top South Hill Road. It's a sad sight. Whoever can move on is moving on.
If anyone knows, please tell me the name of this kid. I don't think we ever learned his name yet. And I tried to Google it. Maybe I'm searching up with the wrong term or word, but I don't know this kid's name. But either way, it's great to see him again, to see that he is working, he is paying back Ned and Florence.
Even the pastor left a couple months ago.
Oh, that's terrible to hear.
Yeah. Wonder if Joseph knows anybody.
Oh, I'll be sure to ask Minnie. All right, young man. Let's put these over there.
And he told Nathan a little bit more about his hometown and how bad it is over there, and it's just lifeless, you know, compared to Hope Valley. Nathan, he is going on a search, like a hunt, like, you know, to see what's going on there, while he is hovering for the Mountie station in Eagle Creek. But I think Nathan will find more things about the town. Maybe it will lead him to a mystery, to an investigation. Maybe he will find something that will help benefit Eagle Creek and find a solution and help the town to return to its glory.
Some problems are more complicated than others, and solutions can be very hard to find, especially when there are a lot of different points of view. For example,
there are too many tourists up at the hot springs?
Yes. And
okay, Elizabeth is turning this hot spring, or that discussion she had with Allie, Angela, Toby, Hooper earlier this morning, into a classroom lesson. And of course, Hooper brought up the topic about the hot spring.
what is the source of the problem?
There isn't enough room for us.
Right. So the problem is sharing the hot springs?
I'm telling you, they should have like a ticket system, a system that will put a limit on the number of people every hour for each day. I think that would be a great solution. That's my guess.
All anybody talks about is how the tourists have a right to be up there.
But a lot of people have benefited from the tourists, including our parents.
Good point. Now, your assignment is to come up with a solution that is fair and to which everyone can agree. That is called compromise.
But it's really nice that Elizabeth is helping the kids to find a solution, especially Allie, Angela, Hooper, and Toby. And if they do find a solution, they will propose it to Lucas, and hopefully Lucas can help them.
That's delicious.
I wouldn't change a thing. How does it compare to
Joseph's? Well, his is quite good. But it pales in comparison.
Pales.
By the way, everyone loves the idea of the barbecue. you.
Oh, good.
This is funny and great at the same time. And I think we never had a barbecue in Hope Valley that I remember. I think the closest thing probably was like the carnival or, yeah, the carnival, the town anniversary. Yeah, I think that's all they usually do, like on a big scale. But this would be an intimate barbecue, close to friends, just as a thank you and show appreciation of how thankful Joseph and Minnie are to have great friends in Hope Valley that welcome them with open arms and just to give back to the community because the cafe doing great. They have a great home in Hope Valley. It's just a way to spend time, community dinner, and just be grateful and celebrate the good things in life.
It's a rather last minute, so we only expect a dozen or so guests.
Nice and intimate. We can just pull 2 tables together.
Yes, maybe you could have it outside here at the cafe.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea.
That was funny. Molly and Florence, they couldn't stop eating whatever that is in the pot. I'm pretty sure that Minnie pot, right? Not Joseph. Or is it the other way around? But either or, they didn't want to get hard because if they keep eating and then they get hard, then, you know, the portion inside of the pot would be less and less and they would need to cook more.
Anyone have any ideas? I have one. There are 2 pools to swim in. How about we each take one?
Let's ask Mr. Bouchard.
Ask me what?
That tour guide, you know that he'll be a troublemaker just by the way that he is listening. Like, seriously, dude, like, there's no privacy around here. Like, mind your own business. But that is a good starting point, what Ellie said, but I think there needs to be more than just that.
We have a solution to the hot springs. How about the kids take one pool and the adults take the other?
A children's pool? What a ridiculous idea. I will not be splashed by a bunch of miscreants. There should be no children allowed, period.
Some people are just rude, right? Like, just straight up rude, like Mr. Mitchell. I don't know about paying a ticket. I think that's crazy. Unless, like in today time, sorry, random thought. Like sometimes like a town has like a community pool and it's free for like the resident, but outside like you need to pay. So something like that, maybe.
But that's not fair. We were the ones who found them.
We are not miscreants.
But I am the paying customer. I sincerely hope that my wife and I shall not be forced to pack our bags and move on over this matter.
Surely it won't come to that, Mr. Mitchell.
Mr. Mitchell and his wife are staying at the saloon, I assume, and they are eating at the saloon. So Luca doesn't want to lose this particular customer and his wife, so he maintained his respect for this customer, but at the same time, he wants to help these kids to find a better solution for all people in regards to the hot springs.
See, they won't listen or compromise. We need to find a solution everyone will agree to. That's what Mrs. Thornton said.
And she's right. A compromise is just a negotiation. Each side needs to feel like they are getting what they want.
Should we have Luca be like a substitute teacher or a part-time teacher? I'm like, I don't mind Luca being my teacher. Anyway, this is pretty cool. He putting time aside to chat with these kids and just to give them a solid starting point, a direction to take in finding that solution.
So, you want time at the hot springs. How much time will you settle for?
An hour a day?
A few hours a day, plus all day Saturday and Sunday. And holidays.
Toby, the tourists aren't going to agree to that.
You don't know what they'll agree to until you ask. But don't show them your cards.
I agree with Allie. Like, no, I have to be fair for everyone. Yeah, this is tougher than they thought, right? And hopefully they will find a really, really good solution.
Show your cards?
Find out what the tourists will agree to before you tell them what you will agree to. And that way, they can't lowball you. Just find out what they want.
Hearts are like Lucas' secret code. That's his love language. And then he tried to explain what he just said in terms and words that his will understand. But that is a great starting point that he gave them. First impression of Eagle Creek is not great. That sign is just, it's sad. Looking at it, it feels sad. I think this will lead Nathan into an investigation, a search for answers, a search for a solution to the bad crops in the town, to help the town jump back on board in the right direction. It's a little bit fishy though. The kids said that they the only town that had a bad crops this season, so maybe someone set up something in the fields to make the crops go bad, or maybe just like a competition, town versus town, like who will yield the best crops, or something fishy going on, in my opinion. And I think Nathan will find out, get to the bottom of it.
You are such a beauty. Florence mentioned that you changed her name again.
Oh, Elizabeth. What a lovely surprise.
Hello.
Ned. Hello, Rosemary. Hello, you.
Rosemary had enough with the attention of finding the best name for her daughter, and since you in Hope Valley, Rosemary, everyone knows you and everyone knows about what's going on in your life. So I think that's why she changed the topic when Elizabeth came in. Like, yep, I had enough talking about names. And that was cute and funny how Elizabeth called the baby, hello, you.
So what's on the agenda?
Well, we are having a mother-daughter shopping day, and then a trip to see Faith just for a checkup. And if we're feeling really adventurous, a tour of the Valley Voice to see Dad.
Oh, what a perfect plan.
It's good to see Rosemary out getting fresh air, and as well for the baby, out and about in town with the baby.
What about you?
Just getting some new pencils.
Oh, trying to stay sharp? Oh, look at all these wonderful things for little children just like you.
I like that joke she just made about sharp pencils. I was like, oh, I get that. Sometimes when someone makes a joke, like it takes a while for me to like get it, but I was like, yeah, I got that one.
Oh. Huh.
I was like, oh, don't open it. But you can sense that when she opened that music box, like the memories of her mom came back to her mind, and she got a little bit quiet, a bit sad, and just heartbroken because she didn't have a great relationship with her mom. She really didn't have a relationship with her mom ever. Her mom left her, and it still hurt her to this day.
That was a lovely song.
Rosemary, Is something wrong?
No, not at all. But thank you for being such a good friend. I don't want to keep you. I see you have found your pencils, and we should be on our way too. Say goodbye.
Elizabeth, she was very concerned, and I think she had an idea what happened and why Rosemary's mood changed all of a sudden. Rosemary did told Elizabeth about Rosemary's mom, so I think Elizabeth was thinking of Rosemary's mom, and the way that Rosemary reacted, I think it gave a great clue to Elizabeth.
Harry, I had no idea just how bad it was out there.
It started about a year ago. About the time some Union City bigwigs started buying up all the land.
What do city folk want with farmland?
His name is Harry. Oh, okay, good to know. Nice to meet you, Harry. I feel like there's so many Harrys in TV shows and in real life. Anyway, Nathan came back safely, and he telling Harry that it's really bad in Eagle Creek. It's just sad, you know, especially back in those days, it's mostly country lifestyle, you know, that farm life, and it's hard if you have bad crop. The entire year is bad.
Beats me. Someone from the Union City Holding Company came out, sat on the porch with my pa and offered him about twice what the farm was worth. Pa sure wishes he'd said yes, because the next thing we knew, the river went dry.
That's a tough break all the way through. I'm sorry for your troubles.
OMG, is there a connection between Harry and Mrs. St. John and that company that went to Harry Dad, spoke to Harry Dad about offering money instead of keeping the farm? Oh my goodness, that would be crazy if there's a connection between Harry and Mrs. St. John.
Joseph, that is so good. Better than the minis?
Absolutely, hands down. That being said, I should probably try it again just to be sure.
What are you two doing?
Nothing.
I will remind you of your pastoral duties to tell the truth.
This is funny. Lee is on Joseph's side, trying Joseph barbecue sauce, and then Minnie asked Florence and Molly to taste her barbecue sauce. Minnie caught Lee and Joseph with Joseph barbecue sauce, and they tried to, you know, keep it as a secret when Minnie interrogated them. And the funny, she used Joseph's pastor title to convince him to tell her the truth of what they've been up to.
Are you trying to sway the jury?
But, Mama, didn't you let Florence and Molly taste the...
Oh, but as there wasn't a rule, no harm done.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get going. Joseph, good luck. Bye. Yeah.
This would be an interesting barbecue cook-off. I bet it would be a tie. I wonder if they will ask people to put the vote in, and whoever has the most votes will win.
This is nice.
Oh, you accepting that my sauce is superior? That's very refreshing.
Cooking together.
Oh, that. Yeah, that's very nice.
This is a nice husband and wife moment. I feel like we don't get a lot of those for Minnie and Joseph, but it's nice to see them cooking together. Joseph busy, Minnie busy. It's very important to date, you know, to continue to date your spouse and to find time together alone.
I heard some sad news. Eagle Creek lost their pastor, and with the drought, they don't have much hope of recruiting a new one.
Yeah, that's a shame. I wish I could do something to help, but I don't have the time with everything I'm doing. Last Sunday, I barely made it from the sawmill to the service.
So Joseph cannot help much about the replacement of the pastor for Eagle Creek. Maybe he does know another pastor, but it seemed like he cannot help much on that end.
I saw you brushing off the sawdust beside the church.
Caught that, did you?
Do you need to do it all?
Yes. We had a good month this month, but what if something happens? What if the kids need something?
This place isn't like St. Louis or Jameson or any of the other places.
Minnie is very concerned about how busy her husband is ever since they stepped into Hope Valley, and just finding that rhythm, that balance for family and job and God. And it's not good if he is too overwhelmed and if he has too many things to do. Like, it's important to have family and God like on top of his list, right? He's saying yes, and like Nathan said, like you have to say no sometimes. You know, if you say no to something, you have more room, more time for the yeses.
Hope Valley is different. Maybe you can finally focus on one thing.
What would Lee do without me?
What would any of us do?
It sounds like they lived in a bunch of cities before settling in Hope Valley, and Joseph was a busy man when they were in the city, living that city life, and he is still a busy man in Hope Valley. So I guess what Minnie trying to say, like, Hope Valley is a town, like, it's much more laid back. Like, you can do what you can do. Like, it's not like a city where everything is like hustle and bustle and you get everything done in one day. And she wants Joseph to focus on lesser things like family, sermons, God, and just like have one steady job to provide for the family. I think he's just doing it too much. At the same time, she is checking in with him, like, are you sure you're okay? Like, you know, it's important to have a good health. Like, you don't want to get sick and get stressed out easily because you have too many things to do all at once.
Us kids want to go to the hot springs in the morning, so we're gonna have a sign-up sheet and...
What's this?
It's impossible is what it is. We're conducting a survey trying to get more kid time at the springs.
Survey, I don't think it's a great idea. I think if you like talk to these tourists, like just like strike up a casual conversation, then you would find information that way as well. I think conducting a survey and proposing like what the kids want, I think it's gonna make it dramatic and will not find a solution quicker. I think it would take a longer time to find a solution, and then Allie, she's already stressed out, she's already disappointed. I think the kids need to take a different approach to these tours instead of a survey.
But nobody wants to give up any time. The man in the hat wants mornings, and the woman with the parasol wants afternoons, and Mr. Mitchell, he wants all day, every day, in case I'm inspired to take the waters.
Hi, Allie. How's it going with the tourists?
That was cute, a kiss between Lucas and Elizabeth. And then Elizabeth had the steam coming out of Allie's head, and she wanted to check in on Allie. And then Lucas had it too, and he joined in. Yeah, now this is a family affair.
Tad should put them in jail.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
They refuse to compromise. Mr. Bouchard says we should be careful not to show our cards.
Well, he did he?
Are those your words, Bouchard?
That way they can't lowball you.
All I mean is that in any negotiation,
Keep your cards close to your chest.
Lucas just used the wrong word, but we know what he meant, you know, like not in a bad way, but it's just a technique, a business technique to get an agreement, a deal with the tourists. So he shouldn't be blamed on 100%, but it was funny though. Between Nathan and Lucas, I'm like, oh boy.
Maybe leave the teaching to Elizabeth, huh? Next thing you know, she's gonna be wanting to play poker.
Really? Can I, Dad?
No, you can't. Come on.
The porch area is still there, the chairs and tables, so that's working out. I think that will attract people, you know, to come to the saloon and have tea or food in the outdoor dining in the porch area of the saloon.
I suppose I'm still new to this kid thing.
You're a natural. We were just teasing you. Thank you for teaching them how to solve a real-world problem.
I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Bye.
Bye.
Like Elizabeth said, you know, they were just teaching Lucas. I think he's great. He's great with kids. He's great with little Jack, and he's great with talking with Allie and the others in finding a solution about this hot spring. He shouldn't have, but he wants to help, and I think that's great.
Good news. The contracts from Union City have arrived.
That was faster than we expected.
I made a few calls.
I hope not on my account. I wouldn't want you to rush anything.
No, not at all. It's all set. Just need your signature.
But Sebastian's lawyer needs to go over these as well.
So Bill did his part. That's a huge sacrifice to give up his land and sell it to Mrs. St. John and Jamie. Yeah, I think that shows how he feels about this woman. Because if he didn't care about this woman, he wouldn't even tell her the truth.
Well, of course. Take all the time you need. Just know that it's there for you and Jamie. I just need to go up there and fix a few things. One last thing.
I wonder what a few things he need to fix on. But that was a little bit awkward at the end there. You know, is that it? You know, is she gonna stop talking to him? Is he gonna stop talking to her once she moves into a house on that piece of land? Hopefully she is not taking advantage of him, you know?
Now that you're staying in Hope Valley, I think it's time that you attend a Hope Valley event. A community dinner.
Community dinner?
Yeah, the Canfields are hosting. Barbecue.
Are you asking me to go with you?
He literally just asked her out. I think, in a way.
Well, yes, you and Jamie to go with me, along with everyone else who's going. It's a big thing. You should join now that you're officially a member of the community.
But at the same time, in another way, he is asking her as a friend because Jamie is coming. He's inviting Jamie to the community dinner, and then he had that good excuse since you're moving to Hope Valley, you're a member now, he can come to this community dinner.
I wouldn't want to intrude.
Well, you wouldn't be intruding.
But thanks anyways. I'll have the lawyers look these over. Thank you again, Bill, for everything you've done.
Now I'm a little bit worried. I hope she is not hiding something from Bill. I hope she is not taking advantage of Bill in getting the piece of land. Why did she say no? You know, is it too soon to go on a date with a different guy? Yeah, I thought she would say yes. I thought she would be happy to say yes to going to the community dinner with Jamie and Bill.
Baby seems to be in perfect shape. Good job, Mama. Is everything else all right?
It's been quite hard.
Oh my goodness. Wow, this is so intense. So, this scene, Rosemary checked out for her baby. Everything doing great. Everything is great about the baby health. So, that's great. You know, the baby is safe and healthy. And then Faith realized there's something on Rosemary's mind.
A lot of new mothers feel overwhelmed, especially in the first few weeks. It gets easier.
It's not that exactly. I just have so many questions and no one to answer them. Not medical questions, Faith.
And I'm so glad that Rosemary opened up to Faith, and I think she needs to open up. You know, she gotta tell somebody. You know, she cannot hold it all in to herself. Like, it's important to open up and talk with someone that is willing to listen and give you advice if it's necessary. So I'm glad that Rosemary opened up to Faith in this scene.
Motherhood questions. And I know I have wonderful friends who are also mothers. But for some reason, I want to ask my own mother.
That hit deep when she said she have questions that she wants to ask her own mom. Like, she really want her mom there, present and be in her life to not only meet her granddaughter, but to be there for Rosemary and guide her in this motherhood and experiencing the first month with the baby and what to do, what not to do, how to be a great mom. But she doesn't have a mom, and it's just getting to her even more now, especially with the baby already here, already born.
Rosemary, you are a daughter without a mother. I'm one too. Faith.
Then we learn Faith doesn't have a mom in her life. I think this is the first time we're learning about this, right? I'm like shocked right now. And it's so beautiful at the same time. Like, Faith and Rosemary have something so special to bond over. Like, they have a common interest. Like, they have similar life experience when it comes to not having their mom in their life.
You know, when I was in my residency in the maternity ward, I came to understand that one of the hardest roles to play is a motherless mother. I've never heard that term before.
At the same time, Rosemary is so afraid. Like, she has this fear. And I think the fear is that she doesn't want her daughter to experience the same thing that she went through with her mom.
It makes sense. I've never had more love inside me.
And I think that's the fear, and she needs to fight it, you know, that where that fear is coming from, you know, what the source of the fear.
But I've also never felt so afraid. When did you lose her?
In my opinion, if she has the fear and it continues on, you know, as the baby grows up, and if they have another kid too along the way, I think it's just bad to have that fear, you know. You don't want to live with fear. You don't want that fear to control your joy, your happiness, the love that you have for this baby girl. Rosemary is going through a lot in her mind, and I just hope that she finds that peace and the peace to move on.
I was 5 when she left. I barely remember. And then she never came back. I was 18 when I found out she had passed. I don't know why all these feelings are coming up now.
That is just crazy. So now we find out that Rosemary's mom is dead, and she doesn't have like a second chance to find her mom or have her mom back in her life, you know. So it's like done. Like, she would never have that experience to watch her mom become a grandmother and be there for Rosemary and guide her on how to be a good mom.
Grief is unusual in that way. It doesn't know time. Grief. Rosemary, I think you might be grieving the loss of your mother.
Totally makes sense, and I feel like Faith just said Rosemary's feelings out loud. Like, Rosemary has been like trying to find an answer, like trying to figure out like, okay, why am I feeling like this? Like, why am I sad? Like, what is going on, like all the emotion coming out and her mom and the memories of her mom. She barely remember her mom. When Faith mentioned about grief, and it just something that Rosemary never acknowledged or put a word on it or put a label on it, and then she realized like, oh yeah, you're right, like I'm sad, like I miss her, like she died, like even though her mom left her, like her dad is still important to Rosemary because that was still her mom, you know. This is mind-blowing to me. All at the same time, Faith and Rosemary, and I think it's just a powerful scene for these two women and having that special bond over not having a mom.
I miss her.
That sucks though. Of course she misses her mom, but it just sucks that she will never have that chance to have a mom, you know, and especially during this special time, having her first kid and a daughter, and it's just sad that her daughter will never know her grandma, you know, will never have her grandma around alive. Hopefully Rosemary will find the strength and peace to move on and to not dwell too much on her past, you know, because I don't want to see her this sad, you know, all the time.
Hi.
Elizabeth.
Just wanted to check on you.
Let me put the kettle on.
Oh, hello, sweetheart.
Now Elizabeth is checking on Rosemary, of course. As a good friend, Elizabeth wants to make sure that Rosemary is doing okay.
Oh, my goodness. You know, I'd forgotten how much they change day to day.
She does, doesn't she?
And I think this is the moment, my guess, that Rosemary will talk to Elizabeth about what had been on her mind lately.
You know, she's been sleeping for over an hour. I thought maybe I should wake her up so she'd sleep better tonight, but someone this beautiful and peaceful. Maybe it's best to just let her be.
Rosemary, you can sense that she's still thinking a lot about her mom and the conversation she had with Faith. Elizabeth is feeling it too, and hopefully Rosemary opened up to Elizabeth in this scene.
Rosemary. Will you please tell me what's wrong?
I'm glad Rosemary opened up to Elizabeth about the conversation Rosemary had with Faith earlier today.
We went to see Faith today. And she thinks I'm grieving for my mother.
Well, I think she may be right.
Rosemary, she overthinking, I think it's normal to grieve. It's normal to feel this way. I mean, emotions are very random, you know, at times. Like, grief is random. It comes and goes. I think it's just part of motherhood, you know, becoming a mom. Like, you're already emotional, you know, your hormones are crazy and you think a lot about different things, and thoughts comes into your mind, feelings arise, and your mood change from time to time, frequently, I would say. So I think it's natural what Rosemary is feeling. I think it just came as a shock to her, and with the baby, you know, it made her realize like what she is missing, and that's her mom.
It's ridiculous. I'm a grown woman. I can barely picture my mother she left when I was so young. She rarely even came into my thoughts. But ever since she came along.
And now I'm thinking, what if she named her daughter after her mom's name? I don't know, you know, I mean, that baby, like, not only came from God, but I was thinking maybe, you know, her mom in heaven sent Rosemary's daughter to her, you know. Maybe it's just, like, a sign from above, like, you know, this is your chance, like, I want you to be happy and have a beautiful daughter, and I know you'll be a better mom than I was to you. Oh my goodness, now, like, you just clicked on me. I could be wrong. I think that's my guess now.
Of course she's on your mind. It's only natural.
Today at the Mercantile, I found that music box. And when I opened it, I heard that song. I had this sudden memory of my mother singing it to me.
That answered Elizabeth's question, because she saw the look on Rosemary's face, like, okay, what happened? Like, how is the music box, you know, brings bad emotion to someone? Like, you know, usually a music box is like a beautiful music and makes you happy, makes you feel good, makes you feel special, you know. So Rosemary told Elizabeth about that.
How can I help?
Oh, Elizabeth. I have so many questions.
So these questions that she have, either she will never find the answer, or, you know, maybe she will figure it out, like, in her heart, you know, what her heart says about it. But either way, it just, she will never get a concrete answer from her mom.
But most of all, how could she leave me?
If her mom was still alive, I think Rosemary would have asked her, like, why did you leave me? That's so normal. That's a normal question to ask, and it sucks. Like, she would never get answer from her mom because she is dead.
Bill. Oh, sorry to intrude.
That's all right. What's going on?
Do you think you could go up to my land with me tomorrow and give me a hand fixing up the porch at my cabin?
Sure, yeah.
In episode 5, remember the camping trip? Nathan was packing and Bill interrupted him, and Nathan was gonna offer to Bill, like, you can come too on the camping trip. And then Bill was like freaking out about whether he should sell his land to Mrs. St. John or not, and Nathan was teaching him about how Bill has his eyes on Mrs. St. John. Now this is after he sold the land to Mrs. St. John, and Nathan like, what you doing here?
Couldn't this wait until tomorrow?
Well, I was walking by.
Is something on your mind?
Not really. Why?
Because you're walking around in the dark asking me if I can go fix your porch.
Okay, maybe there's something.
Maybe it's Madeline.
Why would you say that?
And Bill asked for Nathan's help in fixing up the cabin, but Nathan sensed like there's something else besides asking for help on the cabin.
Because first off, Bill, it's clear that you like this woman.
Well,
And second, Bill, I think you're afraid of putting yourself out there.
Whoa, Nathan spoke the truth. It's like fire coming from him. Yeah, like Nathan said it as it is, like that it. He said it straight to the point, and Bill keeps denying it, and I'm just like, stop denying it, you're gonna make the situation worse.
Something just doesn't make sense here. Call it Mountie intuition.
You can call it whatever you want, but take it from me. Missing out, it's the worst feeling of all.
Coming from experiences and the relationship he had over the years in Hope Valley, Nathan, like, just go for it, dude. Just be happy. Like, go after her, chase her. But then Bill, like, having like a second thought, and this is what I'm afraid of. Like I'm hoping Madeline just wants to move in. I'm hoping like it's not a game that she is playing with Bill, you know what I mean? Like if she is hiding a secret, because earlier in this episode she was eavesdropping a little bit of the conversation between Nathan and Harry, and Harry was telling Nathan about this company going to Harry's dad and offering him money and stuff. So there might be a connection between Madeline and Harry's dad.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. Minnie stopped in next door to check on Rosemary and the baby.
Joseph, I wish there was something I could do for her.
Well, we all grieve in our own way.
Joseph, he's a busy guy, but he stopped by at Elizabeth's house and they're talking about Rosemary.
How is she?
She's better, I guess. Joseph, thanks for coming over. Elizabeth, I don't know what to do. How are you supposed to help somebody grieving someone they barely knew?
I think it's still funny though, like Elizabeth House, Rosemary, and Lee House, like they are so close to one another. I feel like every time they go into each other's houses, it's like the door open and it's just like, you know, a door from another room in the same house. You know what I mean? Like they're just so close, they just can easily go up to each other's door and open and say hi and just walk in and sit down on the couch. Lee, he is stressing out a little bit. He wants to be there for his wife. He wants to support her and help her in any way.
Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. And that's all we can do. While she's hurting, make sure we're there for her. And she lost someone she loves, but she has us, her family, her friends. Together we can help her get through this.
And that's a great Bible verse, by the way. But Joseph made a good point. Like, all we can do is just be there for her and show up and let her know that they are always there for her and pray. And that's all they can do.
When I'm missing Jack, I have a couple things that bring me comfort. There's a note he left on my desk at school inviting me to dinner at the jail, and a handmade Christmas tree ornament.
Well, it's the little things that help us feel close to those we've lost.
Does Rosemary have anything from her mother?
I thought that was pretty cool to learn from Elizabeth that she had those things from Jack and just to remember him by, and I think that's super normal. I think it's just an interesting circumstance. Like, she still misses Jack, but she loves Lucas now. She will always have love for Jack, of course, but it's a different love for Lucas.
When her father passed, the executors sent us a trunk that was her mother's. But Rosemary wouldn't open it. She wouldn't even crack the seal. In fact, before the baby was born, she had me get rid of it.
Is that the trunk you asked me to get rid of?
Do you still have it?
Thank goodness Joseph did not get rid of that trunk. Now it's like the puzzle are matching, right? A few episodes ago, we witnessed Rosemary telling Lee to get rid of that trunk, and we know there's a connection to that trunk, and that connection is Rosemary's mom. And now they have a game plan to get that trunk back and convince Rosemary to open it, or maybe they will open it without her. But no, they wouldn't do that. I think it will be the trunk will arrive back into the living room, and Rosemary gonna walk down the stairs or something and see it there, and she will freak out. Maybe she will have a different reaction this time around.
Lee, I can't believe you let me sleep in that long. We need to thank Minnie for...
I thought we threw this away.
Joseph held on to it. He always seems to know when something's important.
I call that the Holy Spirit intuition told Joseph to hold on to that trunk.
Thank goodness. No one listened to me about getting rid of it.
You know, Elizabeth said that sometimes mementos can be helpful when you're grieving someone. So maybe we should have a look.
And Rosemary is so happy that Joseph never got rid of it, so good news.
Hey, you don't have to if you don't want to.
Wait a second. So Lee just like automatically opening it, and Rosemary is not saying anything yet to stop him. But also at the same time, I think this is comforting that Lee is doing this with her instead of by herself, right? Lee's there to support her and to comfort her just in case of, you know, it gets emotional for her all over again.
It's not just me that will want answers. Our daughter deserves to know who her grandmother was as well.
Very thoughtful of Lee to offer to Rosemary to stop this, you know, if she doesn't want to go too far. But the trunk is already open. You in it or you out, right? The actress that plays Rosemary, Patel, I think that's a real picture of her, right? Maybe from her younger days, or maybe she just took it just for this show. But the granddaughter, Rosemary daughter, does deserve to know about her grandmother, and I think that is straight up truth. It would be sad, you know, for the granddaughter to learn as she grows up to learn that her grandmother and grandfather, Rosemary's parents, both of them already passed.
Sweetheart, these are all addressed to you. They're from your mother. I mean, all of them.
I never knew she wrote. Why would my father have kept these from me?
I don't know. Maybe he was trying to protect you.
I'm so happy. Oh, wow. I mean, that's kind of like half answer to her question, you know. She had an opportunity to learn more about her mom and to hear what her mom wanted to tell her before she died. So that's like, I thought that was like the grace of God right there. I thought that was a beautiful gift, legacy that her mom left behind, you know, those letters. And I'm sure it will bring a lot of emotion to Rosemary, but I think it will give her some sort of closure. That is so awesome. I'm happy for Rosemary. Like, at least something that it's like her mom is still talking to her, you know, even though it's like many years ago. But that's a great question. Like, why did her dad, you know, have those letters from her? I think what Lee said, it makes the most sense. Like, her father wanted to protect her. But I'm happy for Rosemary. I think there's a great way for her to get closure from her mom. Some form of a closure, and then hopefully these letters will help Rosemary to get closure and move on, and just be the best mom that she can be to the daughter.
Are these all from your mother? She loved me, Elizabeth, and I know that now. I feel more connected to her than I ever have.
I am so happy for you. What did they say?
Oh, well.
Talk a bit about Rosemary closet, and you know, if her fashion will change after she became a mom, but her fashion sense is still there. I love her dress, her outfit in this scene. I think it's so pretty blue, and I love that outfit on Elizabeth in this scene as well. I thought they looked great in those outfits.
This one. My dearest Rosemary, my beautiful daughter. Words cannot describe how much I miss you, even though we cannot be together. I'm with you always.
Oh, Rosemary.
Like Elizabeth, I'm happy for Rosemary. She got these letters from her mom, and her mom truly loved her. It wasn't like a bad situation. It was just an unfortunate situation that this family got into.
My father was a good man, but traditional, and when they separated, the laws of the day allowed him to claim sole custody.
I had no idea.
I don't think she even realized. And then when he was transferred, she wasn't allowed to visit.
Apparently, the family, Rosemary's parents, got divorced, and back in those days, the father automatically claimed the custody of the child or more than one of the children. But in this case, Rosemary's dad automatically claimed custody over Rosemary. So Rosemary had to live with her dad, and her mom, wanted to live somewhere else, and it was just unfortunate. Like, the mom couldn't visit Rosemary, couldn't get in touch, and just by letters.
I think my father regretted it and paid me back by trying to be the world's greatest dad. She wrote to me on each birthday, and she planned to visit when I turned 18.
Her mom wanted to visit Rosemary on her 18th birthday, but she died before her 18th birthday. So that's like another unfortunate situation there. So it was bad luck, It just like, it turned out really, really bad. Like, it could have worked, but it didn't, and Rosemary lost it all, She never had that great relationship with her mom. If she read those letters on time, I think it would have made a huge difference, and I think Rosemary probably would have traveled to her mom before her 18th birthday, and they probably would have had a better chance to see each other right around her 18th birthday if she did went to her mom instead of the other way around. So this is just a tragedy. Basically, it's just life didn't work out well for Rosemary and her mom. And like Rosemary said, she thinks that her dad regretted it. That's something that her dad had to live with for the rest of his life until he died. Yeah, it's really sad. But at the same time, I think it's just life gave Rosemary like a second chance, with these letters, and thankfully they opened that chunk.
But then she passed.
She looks just like you.
I may have felt like I didn't have a mother, but I think she was always with me.
The letters, they definitely gave closure to Rosemary, and I think she feels it even more now. Her mom truly loved her. It's just the law was in the way. Her father had custody over her, and the visits just didn't work out in her mom's favor. They weren't able to see each other, visit each other. But I think at the end of all this, Rosemary feels the love from her mom, and I think that's good enough for her to move on and live a happy life and be a great mom to this baby girl.